Welcome to Time for Gardening. If you're dreaming of a lush, romantic space filled with blooms but don't have time for daily upkeep, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into 10 essential tips for creating a low-maintenance cottage garden. Perfect for busy gardeners who still want beauty to flourish effortlessly. Cottage gardens don't have to be high maintenance. In fact, with the right planning and plant selection, they can thrive with minimal intervention. Whether you're new to gardening or looking to simplify an existing space, these ideas will help you grow smart and sustainably. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your favorite garden tip. Let's dig into the charm and ease of a fuss-free flower-filled haven. The foundation of a low-maintenance cottage garden is choosing plants that can thrive with little help. Opt for perennials like lavender, echinacea, coreopsis, and catmint, which bloom reliably year after year with minimal fuss. These varieties tolerate a range of soil conditions and bounce back easily after a dry spell. Native plants are also a great choice since they're already adapted to your local climate. By planting resilient flowers, you reduce the need for constant watering, pest control, and feeding. Consider grouping plants by their water needs so you can water efficiently. Low maintenance doesn't mean less beauty. It just means you're working smarter with your garden palette. Mulch is truly a low-maintenance gardener's best friend. A thick layer of organic mulch like bark chips, straw, or compost helps retain soil moisture, suppresses weeds, and slowly enriches the soil as it breaks down. Spread mulch around your plants in early spring to give them a strong head start, and refresh it each season as needed. It cuts down on watering time and creates a tidy, cohesive look. Not only does it save hours of weeding, but it also improves the health of your garden beds over time. This simple step has a powerful impact on the longevity and ease of your cottage garden. Go for a natural look by allowing some mulch to peek between winding pathways and borders. Forget rigid lines and formal designs. Cottage gardens embrace the charm of relaxed curves and flowing forms. Curved flower beds and natural stone or gravel paths invite you to wander and explore while making the space feel larger and more organic. They also make maintenance easier since you can reach into planting areas without stepping on the soil. Use stepping stones or mulch pathways to reduce mowing and weeding between beds. These paths create visual interest while minimizing upkeep. A mix of textures like crushed gravel, reclaimed bricks, and logs enhances the romantic lived-in look. Plus, they encourage better drainage and weed suppression too. One of the best ways to minimize garden chores is to plant mostly perennials instead of annuals. While annuals add seasonal flair, they require replanting every year. Perennials like salvia, phlox, daylilies, and Shasta daisies come back reliably and often spread over time, filling in empty spaces with minimal help. Once established, these plants require far less water and fertilizer than their annual cousins. By focusing on perennials, your garden becomes more self-sustaining and lower in cost over time. You'll spend more time enjoying your blooms and less time digging, replanting, and deadheading. Choose varieties with long bloom seasons to keep the color coming from spring to fall. A low-maintenance cottage garden celebrates nature's rhythm without becoming overgrown. Allow plants to mingle, self-seed, and find their space, but do a little seasonal tidying to keep things balanced. Deadhead when needed to encourage fresh blooms and lightly prune for shape in early spring or late fall. Letting some plants go to seed not only adds texture but feeds pollinators and birds. Embrace a little imperfection. It's part of the cottage charm. Avoid overly manicured edges and instead, guide the garden gently rather than controlling it. This approach keeps your garden low effort, yet full of personality and life. Watering can become a major time sink, but simple systems can help. Installing a drip irrigation system or soaker hoses saves water and delivers moisture directly to the roots where it's needed most. These systems are especially helpful during dry spells or vacations. Set them on a timer for truly hands-off hydration. Pair them with mulch for maximum water efficiency. Not only will you reduce the risk of fungal diseases caused by wet foliage, but you'll also help conserve this vital resource. The upfront effort pays off in time saved and healthier plants all season long. Instead of bare soil or constantly refreshing mulch, use ground covers like creeping thyme, sweet woodruff, or chamomile to keep weeds down and moisture in. These living mulches create a soft, carpet-like layer that fills gaps between stepping stones, under shrubs, and along borders. Many also release fragrance when stepped on, adding an extra sensory delight to your space. They require little mowing or trimming once established and create habitat for beneficial insects. Over time, they help your garden become more resilient and self-sustaining. It's beauty, coverage, and function all in one. Shrubs are the secret to a strong, low-maintenance garden design. Choose compact, flowering varieties like hydrangeas, spirea, or roses for year-round interest and easy care. These plants provide form and anchor your garden beds, reducing the need for constant filler planting. They also help cut down on weeding since their dense foliage shades out invaders. Once planted, most shrubs only need seasonal pruning and occasional feeding. Use a mix of evergreen and deciduous types for winter interest and changing textures. Shrubs offer instant impact with minimal effort. A low-maintenance cottage garden isn't just about plants, it's about creating atmosphere. Add charm with vintage finds like old watering cans, reclaimed benches, terracotta pots, and weathered lanterns. These elements age gracefully and don't require upkeep like living features. Choose materials that blend with nature. Rusted iron, aged wood, and stone all add to the romantic feel. These decorations add layers of personality and storytelling, and they invite you to enjoy the space even when flowers aren't in bloom. Let each piece echo the idea of a garden that grows with time. The key to a cottage garden that stays beautiful all year with little work is thoughtful planning. Include early spring bulbs like daffodils and tulips, mid-season perennials, and late bloomers like asters and sedum. Add evergreen shrubs, ornamental grasses, and dried seed heads for winter texture. With this mix, your garden won't look bare in off-seasons. Plant in layers to keep visual interest high with less open soil to maintain. Year-round structure reduces the urge for constant change and allows you to enjoy the garden in every season without extra work. And there you have it, 10 tips to create a low-maintenance cottage garden that's dreamy, charming, and easy to care for. With the right mix of plants, layout, and a touch of vintage personality, your space can flourish with minimal effort. Embrace the joy of gardening without the overwhelm and let nature do the heavy lifting. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you're planting this season. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy gardening from all of us at Time for Gardening.